morning. Welcome back to yet another epic episode of the LNR podcast. My name is SK, aka Uncle SK. Okay, so we're coming with a different vibe now. We are siku hip hop, siku piano, kuphi ndoda. Wenze njani?
We're in music.
Music, danko. Yize ufuna ukuba politically correct answers. Today we are chilling with one of the guys that I've met through the music thing, Wilding Shooter, Sispana, this and that. But we'll get to know who Gifted Reason, aka
Mrizo.
Danko. No, ulibiza kanjalo mina bengilibiza bengilibushara Mrezo. Mrezo. But mfethu Ukraine.
Ngimnandi.
Mfethu ngiyabonga isikhathi sakho ukuthi uzobloma nathi sithi ukuthi cheta and letting me know more of your story, you understand? Mfowethu danke bhuti. For abantu abangamazi uGifted Reason, abangamazi umrizo.
Sure.
Ubani? Because I believe those are stage names.
Sure.
Awusithatha usibeke ndoda from
eqaleni. Umrizo intwana encane yara 11 ngasesichoko 2285.
Asondeze kancane my club.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, umrizo intwana encane yara 11 ngasesichoko.
Yeah.
2285 eMbalenhle. Born and raised here. Igama lami langempela uMthobisi Gift Maseko. But through the love of music, that's where I got Gifted Reason. And
so ithathe lapha ku gift. Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I twist away.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no way they could have called me Umthobisi and then Gift. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
A healer that's gifted. Like I was given to the world to make a change, and music was that way. So Umthobisi intwana encane yaseMbalenhle eMpumalanga, a small township eMbalenhle. So
2285 baby.
Yeah, I have to represent every day, So yim loyo.
Yeah.
Studied a Highfield Park High.
Yeah.
Primary school I was from EP.13. So man.
Yeah. That's you in a nutshell. So when Maukula, you grew up uhlala nobani? Mama, ubaba, how was the family dynamic ngale sikhathi ukhula?
Well, when I grew up, I lived with my parents, both of them.
Sure.
And Nabafuwe too. We were like 5 boys. So I had next. But we'll get into deeper with that one.
Yeah.
This cut is vibe.
Sure.
They are, but
okay.
Just like Ukula Wami, I did not know.
Some of them. Okay.
Yeah,
no, let's get into that because we're trying to get the essence of Gifted Reason. You understand?
Yeah. Ngumfana okhulele in a family of ngathini. I was the eldest and I'm still the oldest.
Yeah.
And everything I did influenced Abafowethu. Everything I touched, it influenced them in a certain way. So bengu yonke into beyibheke kimi. So yeah, man.
Yeah. So manje usahlala no mama no baba?
Right now the situation has changed, along the ways. Abazali, they of course had differences. Mom had to stay there, dad had to stay there. So currently, I'm living with my dad, but
Yeah. But you still go visit your mama?
Yeah, sure. Oleda.
Yeah.
I learned to guti the change that this life thing gave to me was to accept and appreciate ukuthi umuntu usasekhona usangiphilela, whether uhlala kuphi or uhlala kuphi. It's just life, yabo. You cannot force somebody to stay, and you cannot force things to work if they're not working anymore. And I had to accept that at an early age ukuthi eventually nasesibhadala wonke umuntu uzoya endaweni zakhe, yabo. But
and while usakhuluma ngaloko, it's not for us siyingane ukuthi is question
ukuthi why
time or lady.
It's none of my business. You understand? Both of them, they're my parents, and
you love them equally.
Yabo, umama ubaba, and I won't get copies of them. Yabo. Although we have differences, ey'ntweni zokuphila nasikhula sicabane nabazali and all of those things. Those things happen, you understand? Because nami ngikwenye ifield that's too complex, and it's too complicated for people who don't understand music uspana kanjani yabo. And being from Embalenhle, trying to push music, it's something else.
More especially for abantu abadala, it's wenzani music. Why ungayosebenza? Why ungayi? Because most of our parents still believe ukuthi that's the only way. Go ufuna umsebenzi usebenza umlungu, that's it.
Sure, because it's as kanjani SK ne. Njengami I was fortunate ukuthi ngikwazi ukuyofunda ekolweni ezingaphandle of eKaslami, and I had friends. My reality base 11.
Sure.
Reality am base Embalenhle. Whether I had friends in my town in Agupgupi, that couldn't change ukuthi ngibuyaphi. So I think that really changed my life ukuthi nangiyibona lento ukuthi I'm really privileged ukuthi ngiyakwazi ukuyovakashela laba bantu labo ngibona ukuthi nami ngiyafisa one day ukuthi impilo ibe sharp. But then along the way you need to learn ukuthi what is it that you're here for, and why what are you doing this, and why are you doing it? So that's the reason why ithena zenzeka zonke lezi zinto lezi zokuphila. I found myself doing music and trying to get out of Ekasi. So man, that's
and I'm glad you mentioned lento leyo ukuthi because most yabantu base lokishini we have this mentality yokuthi impilo iphelela la elokishini.
Sure.
And when you go outside, you see ukuthi how kanti kunje, kanti kuyaphileka kanje. You don't sometimes when I go to Joburg, I just walk the streets, see people abayidayisela in you see good creativity le. Uthatha ikamo lisika wafaka ama beats wenze, that's dope.
It's something we're wearing something that's created by abafana baseKasi. Everything is yabo. I'm trying to connect myself with everybody who has a dream. As you say, just to mention Glen Takasi Johannesburg.
Sure.
We believe ukuthi music we need to go to Joburg to try something out there. But I took Joburg as a different experience. I was privileged and fortunate enough ukuthi ngikwazi ukuvaya ngiyogeleza VUT, Binoni, Davidson campus, and then unfortunately they moved it. I was close to Joburg and closer to the dream. And bengiceda ukuthola my independence.
Sure.
So when I went to Joburg, I always try to go and explore Johannesburg in wonke lama destinations that people always talk about, because that's where a lifestyle as a South Africa is created, and that's where people do these great things. And it needs to be a landmark ukuthi nami ngeke ngafika la ngeke ngabona ukuthi izikhipha push that dream ukuthi ngibuye eKasi ngibuye eMbalenhle, but I'm able to go to Johannesburg and take pictures. I'm able to go to Durban without even sometimes paying a single cent. It's just using your mind, taking your creativity serious to ukuthi wena uyifuna ukuyibeke laphi, yabo. So that's
dope, man. That's dope.
Like everything around me is creativity. Most of my friends, they inspire my creativity. Most of my brothers, they inspire my creativity. My uncle is like all my uncles, they inspire me to do better, because wonke umuntu my uncle they influence and impact me in a different way. Nabo baba omncane kanjalo. So I take everything as art, and I like creating from everything that I
then
get.
It builds you,
and in some sort of a way.
How important would you say is it to have people who inspire you around you, more than the negative energies there? Because we grow up in a society where men are not present, where men are just drunkards, where men are abusers. How important is it for you to be around like Abo Malume Bako and people like that? How important is that in building a character, gifted reason, or strong and on a willpower, right?
Sure. I believe ukuthi wonke umuntu did their mistakes. Everybody has their mistakes, and wonke umuntu there's something abakulethele yena ukuthi udibane naye emhlabeni. You cannot meet a person for no reason. There's something that you need to learn from them. And when you see abantu abadala, they've went through the path that you're gonna go. So it's best to take my advice from wonke mhlambe boy 7 and compare to which one do I want,
and that can work for you,
and that could work for me. Backfire. And then you learn also from the mistakes. So you try to be a better person ukuthi nabo bakukhulisile uziprevent lezo zinto from ukwenzeka. Yabo. So it's like that. Even umkhulu wami, I grew around my grandfather, and our relationship was so great that when I lost him, I felt like my whole life changed.
You lost a part of you.
You understand? And it besaqala ukwazana, so uNkulunkulu anginika abomalume bami, drew me closer to my uncles and my abomkhulu nabomncane. And that's where I saw the importance, and my brothers as well, because most of the time I spend my time around people who are like, I spend it around males, and those males are like something in my life, you understand? Itaima, Uncle, Abo Putbami. I spend most of my time with my brothers, Word Smash, Uncle Kansi, Ulodi, and Wandile. Like I spend most of my time with Amachita, so it's like us, we're trying to find a way out. We've seen Ama Ankeli as a mover, and then life eventually happens somewhere, and they're still pushing. It's not like they've given up. So Leon to Leo, iba drive uguti. Ama Ankela shy so. Time lenza so. Yabo.
But still
they fighting. Yabo. So and those things are very important, because as much as you in the forefront and being in the limelight of people, you need to understand ukuthi ekhaya kunjani. Isimo sasekhaya usamkele ukwazi ukuthi uzoba namandla ukuthi usilwe in order for you to change it.
Exactly.
Because if I didn't know ukuthi ngibuyaphi, and I didn't have these men that gave me wisdom, bengeke ngibe hungry, bengeke ngibe ufuna ukuba gifted reason, bengeke ngifuna ukulwela ama varsity qualifications and everything. It's because ngifuna ukuchange impilo. Akukho mnandi, and we want to change that. Sibe sharp, wonke umuntu azokwazi ukudla.
Sure.
So yeah, bro.
So growing up in Balenhle, and izinto ziyenzeka. And by the way, one of the advice, I just want to throw it out there. One of the advice is engikhumbulayo masikhuluma about the parents, the brothers, this and that. I remember my dad said one thing, and it was so profound. Because they had their own thing with my mom, right? So he said something very profound. Ati okwenzakale kimi nomamako okwethu. Wena yamkela lo onako, yamkela mina as your father, yamkela umamako. And it made a different, it shifted a lot of things emqondweni nami ukuthi okay, kahle le ayingifuni eyabo. Exactly.
You understand? Because
bangithandile bangilethe emhlabeni. So
just to add on what you're saying right now, ngalento le abazali ne, we don't choose ukuthi sifuna abazali abanjani.
Exactly.
You understand? You find yourself in this situation, and you need to figure a way out.
True.
And not for you to dwell in your past and what's hurting you, because uzoluza something of which is most valuable and you would never get back, and that's time.
Sure, exactly.
You understand? There are people that are crying out there to be with their parents, to have proper relationships, to feel uthando luka mama, uthando luka baba. And mina, I got to experience all those pains from both sides. You understand? Because bonke, they're human as well. True. And they make mistakes. As much as they could forgive us so many times, why kuba nzima ukuthi thina sikwazi ukuxolela abazali? You understand? We don't know what they're going through. And they're trying to raise us while they're going through that thing. And now your only duty is try not to do that to your kids.
True. That's another thing, but we'll talk about it some other time. Whatever mistakes engwabonile kubazali bami, I'll try to avoid.
Angithi as much as we're breaking generational curses, as much as we're breaking lezinto lezi zokuthi we don't want things to be like this anymore. What happens is we forget to as much as it's fun to change the situation, we also need to change our thinking. We also need to change how we raise. I cannot raise my kid the way I was raised.
Sure.
You understand? You cannot raise. My parents didn't raise me the way they were raised.
Yeah.
My situations are
they differ.
So true. You won't say be this type of a parent.
Yeah.
Izinto zempilo nazifika ziyafika, and sometimes you cannot avoid them.
And more especially sometimes ezinye zezinto uthola ukuthi ekhaya ku than ukuthi bahlale noma kungasavuma ukuthi bahlala abazali. Uthola ukuthi it's even better when they are apart. You can experience the love. But from there's
differently. Well, angithi when you grow up, ne?
Yeah.
If angithi ama situations amakhaya ayahluka.
Yeah.
Khona abakwazi ukukhula nabo abazali. Khona abazalwa kuthiwa your mom is there, your dad is there. Like ukhule naleyo nto leyo.
Yeah.
You understand?
Sure.
And unga experience ukuthi kunjani ukuhlala nomzali wakho boyithu ekhaya. You understand? And then you have those that grow up with the parents, but eventually there's a fall off. Yeah. So now I have to adjust to a new lifestyle. And the leonto le now ngekho emotionally ready because
psyche cause
it's gonna cut you deep. I understand what kwenzakalana. So now I'm gonna live in a household that's being held by one person.
Now I visit.
You understand? Now I visit mom. I don't see mom or get mom at home. You understand?
Yeah.
So iyahluka le nto leyo and ishayana ngokuhluka. So I won't say ukuthi this is the right way, this is the bad way.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say ukuthi experience yomuntu angeke ifane, but the feeling might be the same.
Yeah. Let's get into the music. The nicer part.
Yes.
But it's part of it's life, man.
Yeah, kumele sikhulume ngazo lezi zinto because we don't get a chance to talk about it. And uthola umuntu ufa ngaphakathi akazi ukuthi athini or aphume kanjani le situation leyo.
And in most cases ufila ngathi I'm alone because no one is talking about this situation. Why am I in this situation?
Yeah, I want to take this out to the world ukuthi as much as you might have problems, you've lived yesterday, and it means if you wake up today, you still have a chance to move on from that. Ayikinte lasta forever. There are some things that you need to scratch off in order for you to elevate to the next level of your life. You understand?
True.
My music is inspired by my life. My music is inspired by where I come from. My music is made out of experiences that I've seen. I talk about a girl when I've seen a pretty girl. I talk about clubs when I've been in a club.
Talk about heartbreaks when I've been hurt.
In a heartbreak,
So let's get into that. Asikale move. Umchita from Mbalenhle 2285. Ushayisana nini no music uta? Now I'm falling in love with the music. I believe you started with hip hop.
Okay. It's still there.
Yeah. So no, but now you're doing both, right?
Yeah. You get into that one,
So ushayisana nini kanjani with the music?
Okay.
When do you fall in love with the music?
So my story with music. Gibo timer, ne? Bengne Angeli.
Sure.
He had a studio.
Okay.
Double G Productions. He had a studio and he used to record there. So nang vaile December ngovagash, I would spend most of my time in studio sake, like because they had a computer, there was GTA, Vice City, those games. About Need for Speed. We would rather not sleep in room studio. So I started off by gaming in a studio, and there was a time whereby angithi asikhulanga sinama PlayStation.
Sure.
So any opportunity sithola yokuthoma, it was something nice.
Like
mele. So I think ukuthanda kwami kwezinto like electronics got me, like ukuthanda kwami kokumamela music, because bear in mind nangisakhula I had like both parents under one roof, and I used to go gibo mama, I used to go gibo baba, and abo auntie abangani babazali, you understand? So that thing drew me into music.
Sure.
Uncle lam umalumsihle upeveda. He inspired me a lot when it comes to my music, because I used to hear him rap as I was like, I want to be like my uncle.
Yeah. This sounds dope.
Yeah, there are songs that I remember from back then. But ngifuna abe khona lana. Sikwazi ukuthi yabo sixoxe ngelinye ilanga. But that man played a huge role in my music life. Uncle Lagibo Timer, no Vader like drew me close into music. You understand? Like the first song I think I ever wrote was I remember my dream is to fly over the rainbow so high. Yeah, that song.
Sure.
And I took it, I rewrite and I started singing it for Saslole next door.
Yeah.
And she would let me sit la phakakhe ngizibhale lezi zinto like rewrite songs because I used to see umalume a rewrite like my lyrics because back then besingana Google.
Sure.
Yabo. So he would rewrite lyrics so that nakungena ingoma yakhe on channel or nayidlala eradioini uvula lapha yana Lil Wayne ashaye yabo and
sure.
It was nice. It
songbook.
Yeah, something creative. Sure. So that drew me close, like because bengiya ngokumvakashela bengahlali naye yabo. He unkeli beka vaya indawo ezihlukile because ugogo beka spana indawo ezihlukile yabo. So nangiya ngiyovakasha ngabo ma December.
Sure.
That's where I saw what he was doing and it was something great. I fell in love with music like that. Yabo till today unkeli is still inspiring me, pushing me. As we came to the podcast, he dropped me off here because he believes in me, and I'm proud to say, Uguti, that man really drew me to music and to a point, Uguti, I'm in love with music now.
You fell in love with music through him.
Yeah.
Vader is a beast. Is
too much.
He's a beast. And Vader, if you're watching this, I'm still waiting for that song. There's a song, I know it's not really how it's supposed to be, but there's a song that I can't wait for him to drop.
And
crazy. I'm in love with that song.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But hopefully, I mean, Vader show is on his way. So I don't know if maybe Izobe Sendlulile after or before after see uploaded, but Sure. So you started recording. When do you start recording now? So, is it through him as well or?
Okay, angithi there was a time where Yankil Belhala Fair, so we couldn't be close. So and he was pushing there and the bengakwazi ukuyovakasha because of yabo it distance yabo. The bengafani njengoba nakaseduzane. So after logo ngizithola nga ankele emakhaya kagogo yabo. They recording and there is this stay scheming
different uncle
Logibo time
sure
they recording stay scheming by beat like Rick Ross.
Okay.
So stay scheming so they had that instrumental going on and I mean I wanted to make it a gospel hip hop song.
Oh, okay.
So I had ngiyakutanda baba izinto zami ngiyazithandazela kekho umuntu osazongitshela la. I need to get that song.
Sure.
So that was the first song I ever recorded.
Sure.
But I was ashamed of releasing it. I was like,
that thing.
Yeah.
I still get those moments. I think we've recorded quite a few episodes where I was like, I'm not sure about this one,
bro. Like,
but at the end, like now, I think we recorded an episode. I think back in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, but that one was a different story because now we lost the audio. But I finally found the audio, so I'm gonna upload because when I'm watching back now, I'm thinking we were making sense, la. As much as I wasn't sure about the content we were talking about, but now later I'm like, okay, we're making sense, you know. But carry on, sure.
Yeah, it's like that, bro. It's even like that with the music. So ngaqala kanjalo. I remember I met Upura Mashankura. They were telling me about him. I was like, I think it was 2016. We were young boys, pushing hip hop, like being alive about Ghost Town, or like it was a different era for hip hop. Hip hop was booming in South Africa,
That's crazy,
and we
yeah.
had our own hip hop culture. Betal had the same thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Sure.
You understand? It was amazing. There were a lot of creatives, and everybody was fighting for the throne.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
So you
Wanna
had
be
to
the best of the
yeah,
best.
you
now.
need to
Yeah.
release something.
Yeah.
Izoba nesisindo, yabo. But unfortunately, at that time, I didn't know a lot of people when it comes to the beats and everything.
Yeah.
And then we went from there working with Ubura with the downloaded beats, and I made my song "Two Cups and I'm Cool," which was written by Intwana Yami Uncle Kanzi. I think it was around 9-10. Yeah, and he was singing it, 2 cups and I'm cool, 2 packs you're cool. And then I took that, I was like, man, this man,
this shit is
there's something that sounds really, really great.
Yeah.
It's like, we're taking this.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys. It's like, we're taking this,
Yeah.
and we did that. So from there, it was a really great experience. I took that song, went to Pura.
Yeah.
Half 70 rand studio sessions are coming. Yeah, half 70 rand. Yeah, so record one guy. Or time don't mix you master because Pura was busy at that time and he was moving,
Yeah.
And then I met Hamachita abo Lash Gang because Besfundeskela, and I used to see them do the music because they were part of either Click at that time, 2016. Abo Team and Chase, abo Smoke.
So the
Gang.
Click was some sort of a.
It was a massive hip hop movement.
Yeah. Sure.
Machita had it running there. They shake.
Sure.
Yeah, I felt it, but I was like, cousin. Life survival of the fittest.
Sure.
So I found myself working with POL, working with I started the Fifth Black Entertainment back in 2016. Yeah, I started the Fifth Black Entertainment with Abo 27, Abo Flaso. Had a lot of people. But it couldn't be that successful because everybody was doing their own thing, and they were from Ematown, I was from Ekasi. I was trying to bring all Lezase Ematown to like us, and I couldn't because of his cards, what is and But then now we moved about Algorithm, about Rich Marshall. About Blase, now is Ukoli Cry. I met a lot of young creatives at that time that I felt it nasispano manje kuyahanjwa. And then kwaba leyo nto leyo, and then that's when I started recording, but taking music seriously was back in 2017. Bengise Petali, there was a show there. It's Too Lovey Experience.
Okay.
Yeah, by Scorpra.
Oh yeah,
where they had the fashion shows and everything. So I found myself out about to Nick. Nick was like, hey boy, I see you rap, let me put you on. No Nick, my show in nani. And then at that time I was young, so I was in high school. Why?
Yeah.
Slowly ukuthi maye. Mfethu iskela 2015. Iskela mfethu.
What grade were you by then?
I was in grade 10, 2015.
And
that's when I failed grade 10. And I had a meeting. It was Aline. My parents were like, Endota.
Yeah. You must
yabona leyo music.
Yeah.
Siyayivala.
Mala.
Lana siyayivala. Endota lana asidlali nawe. Ngeke sobhadala school fees, sibhadalela umuntu
egcineni
ongeke afunde, yabo. And I was like, yo. And they took every privilege that I had. Say baba ngeke usayo uvayo uyovakasha isikhathi eside yabo, angeke usathola ifone, angeke usathola i-airtime, baqova ifone ngiyitshontshe kuma oledi ayibone like ngiyibeke futhi sininini sengiphanda ifone emajiteni yabo, just to keep up with the content and keep moving yabo. Check ama downloads data file host uhlele ku 93 sekuyi 2 weeks, uyazibuza endoda
kanti khamba yanini ma 1000
senza njani namajita gijima kuma 16,000 15,000. They making great numbers. Their songs are pumping like us. There was a time la imbalenhle beshaw music kwala kuphela
damn,
like hip hop. That was a great time, so,
but what do you think is the formula? Is it because mhlambe indawo esikuyo ayikho that recognized when it comes to music? What do you think is the formula for his success? For an artist to be like, Nyapuma man. I understand now there's TikTok, you can come up with something nice, a challenge, then you're on. But what is that one thing?
You need to get to a point where you tell yourself who tells it music yang phillies or music yang keep.
Again, regardless.
Yabo manje last corner we cannot go back.
Sure.
You're looking at the years that you spent trying to push. You're looking at the years you've spent building this dream, and sometimes it had to go to pause because you had to do certain things in order for you to get to where you are today. And yila uzitshela khona ukuthi yazini bafethu ne yonke lento le ihamba ngesikhathi bra SK.
Sure.
I wouldn't have said this if it was like boma 3-4 years ago. I was still young. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be famous and all those things. You understand? I didn't understand ukuthi art is keep on. I wanted to do things and make them fast. And
I mean, I'm not a musician, but through my observations, I think kubalulekile to be number one, true to yourself.
Sure.
Stick wazi ukuthi yazi kanjani, this is what my music says to people. This is what I want people to feel when they're listening to my music.
And the leyo we realize after a certain period of a time, ukuthi you've been trying so much, and you have this song, this one is the one, and then boom, akwenzeki next,
nothing
and you
happens,
need to go back only to find out ukuthi sometimes mistake esiyenzayo yithi ama-artist, we always hope for great things because we have a hot song and we don't put in the work. You understand? We have internet. We have libraries. I used to go and research about music at Sekunde Library on a Saturday. Amachita are doing whatever they're doing. I used to go there.
Sure.
You understand? I used to go research about YouTube. What's YouTube? In those places, and some of them were like blog tunga was ngena YouTube or download those things, and that like my love for electronics and softwares and yiyo lento le yang draw closer to music, and I took that and what I love ngazihlanganisa. That's why I was able to build my brand to where it is right now. It's not where we want it, but it's not where it was yesterday. So this is somewhere, and it's because of the power of practice or what everybody is doing. You need to be ahead of time and with time. You understand?
Sure.
You cannot be focused on I need to do this sometimes you need to adapt. Sometimes you need to change. Sometimes you need to see ukuthi if mina nangayifaka ibe so because remember you can create a song, but how many songs have been created? There's music through that. You understand?
Sure.
So how are you making it sound better? How are you making it sound from you? That's how I believe in this music thing.
So since you call music, or since you title music serious, how many projects have you put out so far?
With I have the African Lion that's out.
Okay. Is it the latest project?
It's I last released in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last hip hop project.
Sure. And then in 2021 we released the Family Gatherings with my siblings.
Sure.
Who were Smash No Uncle Kansi.
Okay.
And then in 2022 we released on YouTube No Strings Misconduct, and we're about to get to that song with Ienzen and what impact that it has made. So with the music, reason why bengafuni ukujahisa sound yami, bengafuni ukuthi ngithi mina I'm doing this type of a music and then I sound different every time I want to be in this. EP.13 I'm pushing it because I'm trying to ukusikela intwana zami isinkwa zibe sharp zenze into ezincaswayo. Yabo ngichubeke ngapha ngenze hip hop. Yabo everything that I get in music that I get recognition from is truly something that I said ngicela ukuyenza ngokuthando. You understand?
Sure.
That's why ngikwazi ukuzithola kwama spaces ngathini engibonayo ukuthi this thing of music is possible. It's because I don't forget ukuthi ngubani. I don't forget ukuthi ngiyenzelani dideng. And ngo music wami I talk to myself when I'm writing. You could find me endlini or anywhere. Ngihleli ngicabanga ama-melody, ngicabanga ama-hook. If you could open my phone right now, I think I've got about 400 or 500 hooks from recordings to writings. So every time when I get that thing, I think of something. So ezinye is sound, ezinye, and I'm like,
I think
let me just write this, and then nothing's a studio, and when I get a beat, I'm dying, man. No,
that's something
just like you can't get tolagala.
Sure.
That song, this is Superstar Studios, I was with Sly, and I was like, Sly, and he was like, guy, namusha yim now, like siyaspana vandag, So early mornings in the AMs, we would start to rehearse for a Pevera show last year, so Sly Ati, now I'm a beat. And he was playing. At I little bag. Wafika lele can't get. And I was like, nah, man, this one, man, something needs to happen. Fortunately, I was privileged to go to Hulumeni was there. So when Hulumeni came through, wangizwa ngishaya like nanglibe ngiyaklina senzani nglibe ngiyayicula bo you can't get tholakala si record no Sly nasiceda ku recorda uMakhasa time man out sees we re-recorded the song. It was Hulumeni, Sly, Marcus, nami la studio, and when we were recording it like wonke umuntu bekaliba icula so that's where it's actually a catchy song because I believe in hip hop ngumuntu wama hooks like I know, or I can through a certain way I know how to make a hook. I love writing something that's gonna be nice, something that's gonna get you jamming, something that's gonna get you chilled, something that's gonna get you thinking. Because anglimit uthing pala kanjani. It could be hip, it could be isiZulu, it could be Sotho, it could be Pedi, depending on what situation and the map coming. I love playing with words. So not with the verses and everything, but with the hooks. Like Tandi ngoma ibe mnandi ibe nalento ukuthi I Gifted was here.
So talking about hip hop and piano. Do you think the good gap, because I believe there's a gap, and I feel it's an easy way to close that gap between piano and hip hop, because now I think the problem when piano came through, people were comparing with piano and killed hip hop, whereas those are two different genres.
That's the biggest mistake that we did as South Africans. We take these things and we compare them. You could be a hip hop artist and do R&B. There's no problem. You could be a hip hop artist and do gospel, but you could be a hip hop artist and then make piano. Now you feel like you betrayed it. It's like yinto ehlezi khona ebantwini, and it's up to people who buy believer kanjani. Mina I won't limit my creativity ngokuthi but I love hip hop. I grew up under hip hop. I am hip hop. I live hip hop. Yonke into yami ngiyenza is influenced by hip hop. Hip hop is my life. But I won't limit creativity. You understand? I respect hip hop. That's why that's why I had to change from Gifted Reason to Umrizo. I didn't want to associate my life of a piano to Gifted Reason. Gifted Reason is for me is an OG. For me is that man that I'm proud of. That boy, he came from a gas and he pushed so hard and he still believes. And he gave birth to Umrizo. So that's why I said the piano side is Umrizo.
Or the piano side,
Umrizo.
Okay, thank you.
Hip hop, Gifted Reason.
So we're not dropping any of the two genres. We love them.
I respect it because I see that it's gonna give my brothers isinko. I respect it to Guti. It gives Abafue to around here isinko. You understand? It's music. It came through and changed a lot of people's lives. You understand? As much as hip hop is there and we love doing it, sometimes I wish that hip hop had that culture. Like especially in South Africa, Utama artists are playing piano. Amachita they live.
Sure.
Ngibone through the experiences
Yeah.
ukuthi these gents babambene and their goal is one, but they have different years,
Yeah.
but the goal is one. That's why you find them working continuously in records, and they're making great songs.
Yeah.
It's because babambene.
Do you think
Not saying there's no unity in hip hop,
yeah,
but I'm just saying ukuthi I've seen piano open so many doors.
so many doors, true, bro.
And
yeah.
Hip hop, when you're in hip hop, you're no G, you're a G.
Yeah,
you respect it because it's not easy to make a song that's gonna run or shake Mzansi at this point in time when you do it in hip hop. And when you do that, just know ukuthi you got your game going. Like you got it right.
Do you think ukuthi hip hop is doing what hip hop is supposed to do?
In SA, no. No.
Because what I worry about, I'm still waiting for a hip hop artist or any artist to say this government or whatever, this corruption that is happening. I'm not for it. I'm still waiting for that artist also, but raw.
Well,
because we tiptoe around issues, and I feel with hip hop, it's supposed to tell the story, tell the truth, and still build at the same time.
Sure.
I don't know what's your take on that.
Yeah, but hip hop, I've observed it from African hip hop to South African hip hop to like international hip hop.
Sure.
Ihlukile. In the US, you find people living large, but they are able to sustain themselves through that music.
Sure. So you were saying. Sorry about that.
I was saying when you check the US, international hip hop.
Sure.
Even till today, like people still, they are still able to make money. People make money from SoundCloud. Ama advantages. Uguti gahle is kipan. I feel like Limezans in most cases in our hip hop, lento leyo ukuthi the real life thing that's happening has not been there. It's always been about flashy cars.
Oh yeah.
Fancy houses. All those things. Yeah. And I felt like,
as you guys would call them,
after
the B word.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like after the era of Ikarakara, that's where you saw ukuthi diverse hip hop yasemzansi and imnandi.
Sure.
And we could equally get the fair share. You understand? But because hip hop also goes with lentole ego, like you need to, like, hip hop is a very heavy
but do you think we adopted
genre.
indoor? Because obviously in everything
we didn't adopt. We created our own.
Yeah.
It was created like South African hip hop is South African hip hop. It cannot be compared to any other hip hop. And South African hip hop is South African music.
Sure.
You understand? As much as EP.13 corner. It was, yes, it had influence. EP.13 was influenced by house, I believe, by Kwaito, I believe.
Somewhere,
somewhere, somehow, by hip hop, I believe. You understand?
True.
As much as hip hop now is influenced by EP.13, by all those influences, you get them by Lengo Mosma Melanjalo.
And artists, I feel artists should be open-minded.
Yeah,
like you are doing now. You're not saying the other is it's better than the
other. No, they're the same.
And you are being honest with saying, yeah. Why not?
Nangapha hip hop.
Exactly. Sure. Yeah, because I feel at some stage, there's gonna be a shift when it comes to that gap in Kulmangai.
Sure.
Abona abo reason.
Yeah.
Usizwe.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
They bridging that gap.
Yeah.
Kancane.
Yeah.
Kunengoma manje bathi lengoma ngiyikhohle. But they bridging that gap. Okay, you can do hip hop piano or whatever.
My man, SK.
Sure.
With label Caesar and whatnot, I feel like it was politics, man. It was it was South African politics.
Yeah.
Georgia Smith was able to hop on a piano song.
Yeah.
You understand? Abo Asake from Niger, they doing hip hop piano songs.
Yeah.
Georgia also hopped on a piano song. Like we getting a lot of Ty Dolla $ign hopped on a piano song.
Oh.
You understand? So it shows you ukuthi lento lena, it doesn't matter ukuthi uchuna ngakuphi. Yabo, music is music. It depends on how creative you are.
Yeah.
If I can I believe I'm a songwriter and I believe ukuthi nangabhali ingoma gospel doesn't mean ukuthi ngoba ngenza hip hop I can't write that. You understand? Sometimes you listen to these things every day and they influence you. Yabo. So you sometimes ubhala from a perspective of another person. Sometimes ubhala from that certain feeling, and you know ukuthi baningi abantu abafeel the very same way njengawe. Yeah. You understand?
Do you think ukuthi emasakhuluma ngale hip hop ukuthi people are not being honest when it comes to we're not saying go ahead and bash people, talk negative, but do you think as hip hop artists we are by keep music, or you guys are giving out music, or ni release music to be accepted, not to tell your story and be honest? So, the reason why I'm asking that, is it because my question would be, is it because of ukabona maulambili? You don't want to step on in yaw as wrong. You don't want to say the government is fucking up. You understand? So do you think there's there are issues? Like let me just point out the issues. There's corruption. There's GBV. There's how many songs are on your mainstream or on TV that are saying GBV must end? How many songs? They might be there, but how many are they?
Like as SK Inja in South Africa, it's a different it's a different country, man. It's a special country. It's a special country. So, and we have things like Twitter, and we have like let me just say social media. You understand? And umuntu yabo kuyenzeka lapho wenza khona amaphutha and you cannot say something because you did the very same thing. Like, how are you judging another person? But we find that in SA. So with SA hip hop, they felt tired of the hate of what the government is doing, because nobody has been looking at them. During COVID, they suffered a lot. Niggas went to Amachita went to
we good. Niggas are niggas.
Heartbreaks, depressions, and everything, and they were doing hip hop. Hip hop was not booming. It cut off a lot of people, and they chincha the way they were thinking. If we had the opportunity to be in the hip hop game back in 2016, if we had the resources we have now, we probably moved that movement or that culture. But it's hard to hear that a hip hop nigga got served down a hand by another hip hop nigga. You understand? Ricky putting people on. Ricky doing things for Amamachi the Stratin. And that thing ayizange isaba yona ikhona encane, but remember, as I said, hip hop is about you and the beast that you are. You understand?
Now Ricky changed the game, and at some stage we a lot of people didn't know what Ricky did.
They didn't understand, because they used to see him as this gent who did hip hop, who did his music, who was there with the fashion, the biggest hip hop show in SA, you understand? I believe it's the biggest, because Cotton Fest is just something else. And it had the backyard sessions. I saw him with Abo Legends Baba, like he was always there. Abo Frank Casino, Abo Big Hash, they can testify about what Ricky did for them. About Uncle V.
He put a lot of people on.
Boys are on now, and they living good because they adopted what Ricky taught them by keeping ngale, but ngapha besinganayo leyo nto leyo. You understand? Ngapha we come from indawo. We had about Golden Shovel. We had about
I remember Golden Shovel.
Yeah, we had about Reverb. We had about Team and Chaser. You understand? But the resources were not that much for them. Ukuthi mhlambe they could take it down basky nathi sibone ukuthi izikhipani. But nathi sifunda singena like ezinye izinto uzibona so la ukuthi actually to release we need this. Oh, actually this is what a contract looks like. Oh, actually my brand is worth this. So now I'm looking at brand positioning, brand image. Now I'm looking at brand marketing, brand value. You understand? You need to, at some point you need to find that level of your life. But lana besinganayo leyo nto leyo yabo. So
do you think
it changed like a perspective from what we saw the game utinjani? Like we saw people babona ukuthi okay, they working so much, they getting recognition. I never thought in my life ukuthi Casper Nyovest would ever like a reels of mine on Instagram. You understand? That thing abanye abantu might see it as a flex or whatnot, but give me motivation. I used to see him on TV ngekusheshe. I used to dream of seeing him perform. You understand? I the last time I saw him was 2019. When I first met him was 2019. You understand? And I saw something that I resembled too. You understand? That I saw Casper Nyovest. I saw him perform.
Then it was something.
You understand? Get motivated by him, because I saw him from the rise of on that song Wamti Wamto. You understand? WHP. Seeing him from there. No man, I know this face. I know this face. From 2014, after he dropped the Kusheshi,
game over.
You understand? I saw that man as a person. Osugekasi, Engzizo, like
you can relate to.
You understand? Yeah, and he's doing his thing. He's an OG. He's a legend.
Talking about Casper. Who are some of the artists you've met and you're like, yes, Ganjan, I've met like icons? Or even if it's not icons, but you're like
people that I got inspiration from. As I always tell myself, I am privileged enough, through music I got to see my legends perform with them, share stage with them. I shared a stage at Jazz from the UK, like an OG with the deep house music. And I remember we won a local artist competition, and I had a picture with him. That's a very huge privilege. You understand? I've met Casper, I've met Questa, I've met AKA, I've met I've met a lot of people that have been in the game, and I always dreamt of like seeing them and even shaking their hand. I'm talking about people that I shake their hand, except for AKA. That's the only man that I one day we're gonna get to that point. But they influenced me, and I got to share maybe a conversation or something that I drew wisdom from, and that's where I saw Uti. I need to be in music. Music is my calling. This is where I am. This is what I live. From believing Ekaya Lap 11 to meeting these people that have traveled the world, broke records, won a lot of awards. Abantuktiwa Naguzabone showing. I saw myself there as well. You understand? I got
stories. It's stories you can relate to. It's stories that like, give you hope.
I'm in the space now. What's coming next? What's coming next? I for one never thought that one day I would hear my song on the biggest show in South Africa, Either Wife. You understand? When people, I was going through something, and it was December, I remember 2022. And I get on my DM, Kugum, is that your voice I just heard? I'm gonna send you the screenshots. Is that your song is playing on The Wife. On Showmax. You send the very same thing.
You're like, what's happening?
I'm like, what's happening?
Which song is that?
It can't get.
Sure.
So hearing my song and hearing my voice on the biggest show in Mzansi really showed Uguti Anglali. You understand? I used to do it for that, but now this is what I live. You understand? This is what I dreamed of. I cried tears, izinto zingahlangani, but we're not where we were yesterday.
Yeah.
But now it's a new dawn. Now things are different. Now I'm looking at life differently through music.
Sure.
Like music changed my life, and I'm not gonna lie.
Crazy.
Music, yes, I went to school, went to tertiary and did everything. I did that, but music is still the same thing that gets me going. You understand?
Still in love with the craft, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's something I believe in so much, and angazi nini or ganjan, but I know eventually it's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, it's definitely gonna happen. You know, one thing I know, even in my personal life, whenever I go through stuff, I'm at the point where I accept everything.
Yeah.
When something happens, when I get a puncher, I'm like, this was supposed to happen. Hi, Nkotli. But yeah, mfowethu sesicishe siyivala mfowethu. Music, as you said, it's something that you love. Yeah. It's something that you are passionate about.
Yeah.
For someone olalela music wako, what is that? Ufuna fileni when they listen to your music? What is the message from your music?
Yeah.
I understand it can differ from day to day because you're telling your story.
Sure.
Essentially. Sure. But ufuna afileni umuntu when they're listening to your music.
I want you to understand ukuthi lento yenzayo is possible, and the more you grow, the more you change. That's why the songs don't remain the same.
Sure.
You understand? I want you to feel the love. I want you to get hope. I want you to understand ukuthi nami ngiphume and I can still make it.
Sure.
With whatever that you do.
Yeah.
You understand? If you feel pretty and you want to be on your Instagram, play my music, let you feel that energy.
Sure.
You understand?
Let's go.
If you feel like usitlapini, you want a vibe, play my music and you enjoy that. You understand? Like I want to give people an unlimited side of music. Yeah, but I want to give people the understanding yoguti.
Yeah.
As much as you can do everything. Music has genres. Music has sounds.
Yeah.
But they all come together and be what? Music. I want them to understand ukuthi music is something, my music especially, is something that I appreciate doing for people. Because those people are the reason why I write from their perspectives. You understand?
Sure.
I want you to understand ukuthi lento lesi engiyenzayo ngiyenza on your behalf.
Sure.
Lento le engibhalayo ngibhala on behalf of what you're feeling. I want you to feel connected with yourself more than with me.
Sure. Your latest hip hop jam, what is it called?
My latest hip hop jam.
Yeah.
Okay, I dropped 2 freestyles last year.
Yeah.
And
not the hip hop, sorry, the piano.
Yo, piano.
For me,
because
your latest project is what? Piano.
It was piano, December. Yeah,
December.
On the 2nd of December we dropped. Yeah. Strings, misconduct, and that's
Yeah.
But with the hip hop, I did a tribute to Uriki. I did a tribute to Umpura, Ukilakau, Usiri Lights. So what I did was I took four of their songs. I took 4 songs, and I had to pick 3 of my favorites, Kuba Bonke. So I was like, okay, let me take the We Never Die, We Multiply by Ricky. I took that. I took Isilukotini.
Yeah.
I took Mthando Mthandeke. Just to show ukuthi nami what Ricky did, I can also do it. He did hip hop and piano, and he was great with it. So I mixed it all together, and it was a beautiful hip hop song. People should get it on YouTube. My handle on YouTube is at Gifted Reason 28, and yeah, man, just like, subscribe, and don't forget, guys.
Let's grow, baby. Yeah. That on Instagram, Facebook.
On Instagram, it's Mrezo28, MREEZOW28.
Sure.
And then on Facebook, you can get me Tobi Simasego.
Yeah.
And then Twitter, it's Gifted Reason. YouTube, it's Gifted Reason as well.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I don't take anyone's time, anyone who believes, because coming to do this interview, it shows what you believe in whatever that we are doing here. And I really appreciate your time. I mean, it's
something, as I said earlier, time is something that once you waste it,
exactly.
Like,
and you manage to figure la and spend your time with us. Share nathi story sakho, and I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I don't take light for anyone or figure out. I don't take that light because I'm like,
remember Bryce K, ne?
Yeah,
we might not have it all,
ne?
And ezinye zezinto emhlabeni, they come along the way. You understand? And
true.
Bear in mind ukuthi we're not here forever. So I'm telling my story. I'm gonna live it here one day. My nephew, my niece, my grandchildren can watch it and see what's okay. I followed my dreams. I did what the parents wanted me to do. That's why I'm a graduate today, and I appreciate that very well. And they say rappers don't go to school. I went to school, and I did it. And still through that, I did not lose my touch with it, because I've seen a lot of the people that I was with bangena music, but once they go to tertiary, once life starts to change, we lose so much talent. But I wanted to show people that you could do them both and come back and still push. What you need to do is focus and believe. Believe in yourself.
But thank you so much.
Big shout out, bro.
Follow my boy Gifted Reason Mrizo. Toby C. Masego on Facebook, right? Yeah. So YouTube, it's
Gifted Reason 28. Instagram, it's Mrizo 28. Twitter, Gifted Reason 28, and on Facebook, Toby C. Masego.
Okay, deal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Any last words to your fans, to people that you love?
I don't have fans. I've got my family, the Mrizonators.
Sure.
Isima ngehlala isifana.
Sure.
Namuhlulana kusasa ungavuka kwenye indawo. Always accept your situation in order for you to know how to grow. Believe in your dreams. Don't let people tell you ukuthi lento yenzayo amanga. If ba believe ukuthi amanga and you see something great to it, do it. You understand? And don't allow your financial background to stop you from living your dreams. We all not from perfect families, but just make sure ukuthi isikhathi sakho sichitha la emhlabeni usichitha ngendlela ozokwazi when you look back you smile and be grateful for what you did.
Crazy. That's beautiful, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Guys Media and everybody.
Guys Media followers.
Out.
Thank you. Good.